For the past 3 months, I have been looking for a job because I am unemployed. I'm unemployed because we live in a world where ageism does exist. I was in a position for 3 years where I should have been senior the second year. I came back from vacation and Lord and behold, guess what happened? Guess what happened? They gave the senior position to this chick who was literally 10 years younger than me. Everyone knew I was interested in leadership. I even applied for a leadership program, was denied with no reason why I was denied, but yet everyone that was offered the leadership program were all under the age of 30 and young. Yeah. So now I'm coming into a part of where I'm looking for a job, trying to get my salary, and Orlando, Florida sucks. Do you think a person is really worth only $19 an hour in the AP world? And you expect someone to input over 300 invoices, reconcile, do majority of the work to prep you for closing, and you think $19 an hour is good? They need to be getting paid $29 an hour. And trying to find what I was getting paid before, it's impossible. These corporate greeds are paying for CEOs and vice presidents of these finance departments that don't do shit, where it's everybody that starts from the data entry to the AP to all that. Like and then I had one recruiter say, well, I'm sorry, that's what they're paying. Take it or leave it. And I'm not. How am I supposed to survive on $19 an hour when the normal rent here is over $2,000 if you need a 2-bedroom? And then you need to be safe as well, because you're not going to live in a crap. And that's the thing. I moved because I was paying cheap rent, and what happened? I got bullied from my neighbors, and the apartment complex did absolutely nothing. So you can't even buy a house here in Florida because the cheapest house is like $400,000, and it doesn't even stay tack during a hurricane or a tornado. So yeah, I'm just frustrated because even my TikTok shop account, I can't even get a sale, and I want to even know how the fuck these people are making $30,000-$40,000 a year, a month. So it's been rough the past 3 months, and I just want a job. I want a job that's going to pay me for my experience. I'm educated and I have over 20 years of finance experience, and you think I'm going to get paid under $19 an hour? You've lost your mind. Okay, I'm done with my Tuesday rant. I'm going into the supermarket because I need fucking eggs. I need protein. I need salad. I need food. Okay, bye.
Happy Monday. Just got fired. Holy shit. I thought it was just like a normal routine meeting. And no, it was actually we're not moving forward with your employment. And you know what's so funny is like when you think that you finally find like a good job and like a company that cares about you, you're like, oh my god, I actually work for people that care. No, you don't. That was like the only stable thing that I had going on in my life right now. Whew, I was not expecting that. I would have never put money down on that happening. I literally just thought that was going to be a meeting. Happy Monday.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's New Year is good. Don't mind the hair. I'm growing it back out to being long again. I deal with unemployment because I'm laid off. And I got a call from the unemployment office saying, I hope you know, when they were doing my interview for it, that this is only supplemental. Supplemental to what? I can only get unemployment if I'm not having money coming in. And when I do have money coming in, I don't qualify for unemployment. So I'm wondering, what do they mean by supplemental to what? I go, and also in case of those who don't live in Indiana, here's a little fun fact for you. Our top unemployment is 390. If you qualify for that, most people only get 194. Luckily, I get 340 because I did qualify for 390, but I get 340 because they take taxes out. So it's all a bunch of baloney. The unemployment system is here in Indiana. And they will tell you it's only supplemental. They make you go to your RESA appointments, which can all be done virtually or online, because all they're doing is check to make sure your resume is on their Career Connect and that it's on, active, and that your work logs, that you're looking for jobs. That's it. And they make you sign up for a workshop. That's all they're doing. So please explain to me why they say unemployment supplemental. I would like to know that, because it's the only income that people have when they're unemployed, when they're looking for a job, and I'm actively looking for a job. So this is to the unemployment office also. Explain to me why it's supplemental, because it's not, and you don't give enough for people to survive on to begin with. Have a nice day, everybody.
So I just finished an interview. This is the second round of the interview. I really hope I get this job because I'm so tired of interviewing. I'm not good at interviewing. Like, I know that I can do the job, but I'm just not good at interviewing. Like, I get nervous. Cause I know some people, they go into interviews with the mindset of, you interview me and I interview you too. Like, I also want to choose if I work for you or not. Like, some people have that mindset, but I don't. Like, I go in with the mindset of, please hire me. But at the same time, I don't want to go in and act like I'm desperate. I'm just really tired of interviewing. And with this job market right now, it's so hard to get an interview. I think I applied to 500 jobs. I'm only getting it was 6 interviews. I really hope I get this job because, I really like the company and I know I can do this job. It's, this is one of the interviews. I can't tell if they like me or not. They were nice, but I just can't tell if I have a chance because with my past interviews, there'll be jobs where they will say that, oh, they really like me. It just really shows that they really like me, but I ended up getting a rejection. Job hunting itself, it's a full-time job. It's so mentally draining. Like, I've been so stressed and anxious. That's all I think about when I wake up. Sometimes I won't get interviews for 2 weeks. If I don't get a job in March, I'll probably go look for some part-times. Probably go to a full job. Probably. I don't even think they're gonna hire me because I'm too overqualified. So anyway, I just want to rant after my interview. Anyone who's looking for a job right now, I just want to tell you that you're not alone. And I hope you get a job soon too.
Okay, I have to rant for a minute about the state of our unemployment system in America. I'm sure a lot of people are in the same position that I'm in, and I'm about to lose my fucking shit. I was unfortunately fired in October from a job that I absolutely loved for some absolute bullshit reasons that I will not get into. But of course, I filed for unemployment right away. It was a full-time job, making good money. Figured, okay, that unemployment will get me through for a while, right? While I figure out what's next for me and take care of my family. It is now January, and I have not seen a dime. Nothing has been approved. I'm still being investigated for being fired for absenteeism, even though my company had unlimited PTO and I had COVID. So that's why, I missed a lot of work. I have called unemployment dozens of times. I've gotten them on the phone exactly once, other than just now when I got the hearings department on the phone because I was hoping they might be able to help me since I have 2 ridiculous, outstanding, investigation things going on. But no, they don't have anything. And they were like, sorry, just call back to the regular number. And I know it tells you that it can't answer because the lines are too busy, but you just have to hang up and call again over and over and over and over, which is literally what I've been doing for weeks. and I cannot get anybody on the phone. The system online, there's no way to like email or, I found a way to send a message for the investigation part that just went unanswered. Nobody checks that. And listen, y'all, I am almost 40. I have lived many lives. I know how bureaucracy works. I was a military wife for 10 years. I went to grad school for economics. I'm an educated person, and I am struggling with this. I can only imagine people who are, for whatever reason, not good with this kind of bureaucracy. Like, how the fuck does anyone manage to deal with this? Like, I have 2 kids, and I'm divorced, and my former spouse thankfully still lives with me and is working 2 jobs so that we can manage to feed our family right now. Because, of course, I've been applying for jobs nonstop, but like the market is terrible right now for job seekers. So, yeah, I'm just SOL until something comes through. And like, thankfully for now, we're fine, but like, how much longer is that going to take? And I haven't seen a dime of unemployment. Like, the state of our like human services in this country to take care of people in need is just fucking ridiculous. I don't know how they expect people to live and to function, especially in hard times like this. It's crazy making. And I know it's not the people who work at unemployment, it's not like their fault. I know it's that they are all understaffed and under-resourced and yada yada, and it's like the people at the top that are to blame, so I'm not like mad at the call center workers, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, like, what are we supposed to do if we have these issues sitting there for going on 3 months now with no movement, no way to contact anybody to ask what's going on with it, and not a dime of support for someone with 2 children? It's just maddening. And I know I am not, the only person dealing with this. And thankfully, like, I have the resources to like be okay for longer than a lot of people. And I know I'm very fortunate in that, but holy shit, like, no wonder everyone is struggling so fucking much right now in this country. It's ridiculous. The system is broken. Actually, no. Being a radical economist, it's not broken. It's working exactly as designed. But that's the point, is it needs a fucking redesign for it to actually be functional. And how do we do it? How do we do it?
Yo, eziyabuhlungu sengizitshela ukuthi, you know what, with that payment I'm going to like surprise my husband and be like, I'm paying the levies this month. I'm going to pay tithe. Yeah, guys, being unemployed is not fun. It's painful. It's painful, and yeah. Anyway, I got scammed. I was scammed. So I see this. I wanna these recruiters, man. They'll be saying, you don't need much experience. It's a job that pays in dollars. Data entry jobs, wara. And I see very good people like are commenting, talking good about it, about you. This is the best company, wara. And others are like, hi, I'm interested, and she would DM the details and whatnot. So I did the same. I was like, I'm interested, and she directed me to this other person. If it's a person, I may be talking to a robot, I don't know, but saying that that's the project manager. I should WhatsApp him and then he'll give me the details. I WhatsApp the project manager. He then asked me to tell him, it's a him, more about myself, and what am I interested in. I'm like, and then he tells me that there's this other job at the moment that requires someone who has administrative experience. I'm like, oh yeah, I do. And he tells me that you know, this job, it requires like a lot of work, and it pays high because the deadline is very close and whatnot, and because of how it's difficult. I'm like, hlisasipaniseo yabo, ayiletha lo msebenzi. I know. He sends the job. It's data entry things. My and then he tells me the instructions, and I was there, professional, and I was telling him, no, don't worry, I'll do this. Please don't hesitate if you have any more information that you'd like me to put on the document that you wanted me to prepare. Wara wara. I do the document. It takes me about 2.5 days. When I tell you that I wouldn't sleep because I'm doing this job, like I would sleep around 3 a.m. You know what, I want to do this job, like it should be very good. I even asked my husband to help me with some things, as it should be good, so that I'm paid and whatnot. I send him the final product, and then he says he gives me an email to submit, the company's email to submit. The first red flag was that email, it's a Gmail. Like if it's a real company, it should be like something at that company's name. But anyway, I'm like, I'm losing nothing. I haven't taken out any money, and I've already done so much work, so I may as well. I send the document, and I get an email that it's approved. I should send my banking details, and then this happened. I found out that I'm scammed today, so my heart, bear with me. Anyway, my time is going. I then send the banking details. They're like, okay, your payment should reflect within 24 hours. 24 hours. And during these 24 hours, I'm already counting. I'm counting. It's okay, I'm going to pay this much. I'm going to surprise my husband, as I said. I'm going to surprise my husband with paying the levies for this month. I'm going to pay tithe. I'm going to give my mother this amount. And I'm like, yo, at least, you know what, at least. And then the second salary, because I was already asking, even before being paid, I'm already asking, hey, do you have another project for me? I'm happy to do. I'm available, for any job. And it's like, no, I'll give you the next job as soon as your payment reflects. I'm like, in my mind, okay. Guys, there were a lot of red flags. I won't talk about the red flags now. I'm just going to tell you that ngaskema kanjalo ke munu I got an email engitshela ukuthi okay sharp ingitshengisa a proof of payment, ingitshengisa it's an international company, it's a UK based company apparently. I'm being paid in euros. It showed me, the thing is, the proof of payment, and in the email they say I need they see with him my, sorry, I'm trying to remember, my account details are not linked to the company's server, because it's an international payment, and I don't have an international bank account, so they need 160 euros for them to link what. Hi guys, I
Can we talk about how damn near impossible it is to find a job these days? Like, I'm at a point where I feel so anxious because it's completely out of my control. I'm doing everything I can, but literally no freaking results. I have my freaking master's, and I know the stuff that I'm applying to, I am more than qualified for because it's literally things that I did in the past, things that I did at my previous internship. But yeah, let me tell you 3 different updates that I have that happened throughout this week. So first of all, I got ghosted by a recruiter. I sent a follow-up email, no response. Second update, this is from a different company. So I reached out to someone on LinkedIn and he looped me in with someone from HR. So she emails me and she's like, give me your resume. And then I was like, okay, so I sent her my resume. And then she says, but reminder, our entry-level positions are only for students who are graduating between December 2024 to June 2025. I graduated last year, so that does not work. So I asked, is there any way I can be considered for these roles, or it's like strictly for graduates between, this upcoming year? And she was like, yeah, you can't apply. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, third update. So I had a phone interview today with another company. This is the third company, right? And it went really well, but she was like, oh, we're hiring for fall 2025. That's a year from now. So it's like, I can't be considered for a role because I graduated earlier. Your position is starting a year from now. I get ghosted. So like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, everything that I go to, it becomes a dead end. And I'm at a loss. Like, I literally don't know what to do. And I am tweaking out right now.
Can you explain the gap in your resume? Sure, I would love to do that for you. Are you familiar with applying to jobs 8 to 9 hours a day just to get nowhere? Are you familiar with having all of the things that people told you to have, and still that's not good enough? Are you familiar with having a good experience, like working in the sports and music industry, just to have that not matter? Are you familiar with applying to a job that 1,000 other people are also trying to get, even if it's just a serving job? Are you familiar with setting up an interview just to have them be later ghost you? Are you familiar with almost getting the job and almost getting picked and supposed to go into the office to meet the team only to have them hire somebody else and decide that you aren't good enough? Are you familiar with trying to message the people that are hiring for the company that you would like to work with only to have them not answer you or just ghost you? Are you familiar with having 6 rounds of interviews? Are you familiar with getting through those 6 rounds of interviews just to have them pick somebody else? And then, are you familiar with asking them what you could do to be better so you can know how to get further into the next interview and maybe get the job, and for them to just say, oh, they had more experience than you, but not actually tell you what you did? Are you familiar with being so broke that when you have to go to an interview, you don't even know if you can afford gas? Are you familiar with trying to network and having them tell you to go network somewhere else? Are you familiar with trying to go to networking events only for them to cost money and you can't afford it? Are you familiar with just being so broke that some days you just want to cry and not do anything because you're tired of applying to jobs for 9 hours a day only to have a good hour? Are you tired of just doing exactly what you're supposed to do just to have it not work out at all? Are you familiar with everything? Because all of those things have happened to me in the past year, and I don't know what to do. Somebody send help, because I'm not okay.
Guys, do you remember back in the day when there used to be just one stage interview? Literally, it'd just be an interview and that's it. Why are we having like 5 stages, 8 stages, 6? 1 billion at this point. It's just pandemonium. I just believe a test and an interview is enough. And they know, and they pretty much get a gist straight away from the get-go from one interview. Please don't waste people's times, because if it was the other way around, yeah, we wouldn't do it to you.
Get ready with me to go nowhere, because I am now unemployed. Story time. So, as y'all know, I had to help, well, some of y'all know, I had to help my husband deliver a mobile home. That's what he does for a living. That is our main livelihood. He takes mobile homes from the manufacturing plants and delivers them to the dealerships. And I had to help him do that Tuesday and Wednesday. We had to go from Alabama to South Carolina. His normal escort driver is in the hospital. And there was 3 other people that he tried to call. Nobody answered the phone. Jeremy could not turn down this trip. And so I had vacation days at work. I called work, asked to take my vacation days, and, you know, it was an emergency situation. It wasn't something I wanted to do. So I called and I told the girl in the office, I asked to speak to the manager, the office manager, and she was out because her husband was sick. And our main boss, who is the judge, was in a hearing. And I had so much going on at that moment, it was just kind of crazy. So the girl I talked to was the manager's assistant, basically, for lack of a better term. And she said that she would let the judge know what was going on and everything. And I thought that was that, you know, because I was in a bind at that moment. I didn't know what to do. All I knew is that my husband could not turn down this job. And by the way, I'm using the L'Oreal Visible Lift that I have been wanting to try. I like it pretty good. I think the color is a little too dark for me. I probably need to lighten it up with something, but that's what I'm using today. So everybody that knows me knows that I don't like driving the escort truck. It's not something that I enjoy doing, but I am going to help my husband because, like I said, that's our livelihood. So that's what happened, and I did the trip, and I went back to work yesterday morning like normal. Well, along about 9 o'clock, the judge calls me in his office and basically chews me out, saying that I just decided to take a vacation without any notice or anything, and that I left them in a bind and all this other kind of stuff. And I understand they were in a bind. My daughter works there. I know exactly what happened, and I wouldn't have wished that for nobody, but I didn't have a choice. And sometimes women don't have a choice. When we don't make the money that pays the bills, when we can't make $2,000 in a week because our skills just don't pay that. But anyway, he kept on, and he was like, and yeah, you'll do it again because da-da-da-da-da. And you know what? Yeah, if I have to. But how many times in 2 years has it ever happened that I've had to? This was the first time. And it was a very unique situation that he couldn't get nobody else to come in. It doesn't happen like this every time. It was just this time. And yeah, it sucked for all of us because I was miserable the entire trip. All I was doing was thinking about what was going on at the office. I'm not going to do a whole lot of makeup today. I don't even think I'm going to wear eyeshadow. But anyway, so we did the trip. I got chewed out. And he just kept on making me feel like I was just the worst piece of crap in existence. And he had the chief clerk in there too. And I don't even know this man. He just started and he's maybe spoke 2 words to me since he's been there. So anyway, he's in basically telling me what kind of a sorry piece of shit I am for not coming to work those 2 days. And I just told him, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go home. And so I quit because I'm not going to be treated like I'm a piece of crap because I do stuff to support my husband and take care of my family. I had to do what I had to do to make sure that my husband could continue to work. He's trying to lease his own truck. If he turns down trips like that, they're not going to lease him a truck. They're not going to even consider it. Not if he's turning down trips every week. And he didn't, this was one of them type of trips. You just don't turn it down. So, yeah, I guess I would have done it again. But you know what? I don't regret the decision because I'm supporting my husband because that's what I'm supposed to do as his wife. And yeah, I had a job, but it doesn't pay the bills. It provided insurance, but it doesn't pay the bills. We can get insurance elsewhere. Didn't want to. I wanted to be where I was at. But, you know, I'm not going to be treated like a second-class citizen just because I had to do what I had to do. So, maybe I made the right decision. Maybe it wasn't. I know people have a different opinion. But That's where I'm at. So now I don't have a job. So I guess I am making content full time. Yay me. I will help Jeremy on the truck when he needs it. Because his regular escort is still in the hospital, and we don't know if he'll get to come back. But there's still other people that he can get to do it if it's necessary. It's just, the way the cookies fell this time. Ooh, my blushes are blushing today. But I'm halfway, not even really trying. Just trying to cover up all the age spots that you can't see. Because, yes, I have a filter on. I'm not going to lie about it. But yeah, that is why I am now unemployed, and I guess I'll be making content full time. So y'all tell me what you want. Hopefully it'll pick up. Might do some TikTok shop if I get the opportunity, because I like to try stuff out and let you know if it's any good or not. And I couldn't tell a lie if my life depended on it. So I mean, my daughter, that is a crucial flaw. And see, that's one thing that makes me mad is I didn't call and lie to them. I told them exactly what I was doing. I have never told them a lie. I couldn't do it because I know I got to go to bed myself at night, and I'm not going to go to bed on lies. I've done that in the past, and it's not a good way to live. It's not the way I'm going to live, so I'm not going to have to live with lies. I told them the exact truth of what was going on. So if I get to go to TikTok shop and I tell you if it's good or not, you're going to know it's good or not. I'm going to tell you the good, bad, and ugly about it. But so far, I don't have enough followers or views for that. But you never know. It could happen. It's not going to happen if I don't try. So this is me being unemployed, putting my makeup on, and getting ready. Okay, so all I like now is some lipstick. So I'm going to let it go at that. We're almost at the finished look. So this is the look for today. My first day of unemployment in almost 3 years, and I guess I'm a housewife again. I don't know. I'm not looking for nothing else right now. So here we are. I hope y'all like my content, because you're going to be seeing a lot more of it. I love you. Bye. And I got one more question. Why is it the ones that always pitch in the most, work the hardest, and try their best always be the ones that are treated more like shit? Love you. Bye.
Let me tell you about how my day went from being the best day to being the worst day in just a matter of minutes. So yesterday I got a call inviting me to an interview, and I was quite excited about it because I'm tired of unemployment. And today in the morning, just like any regular person, I woke up, started preparing, took a bath, and looked nice for my interview. A few minutes into me walking to the taxi station, I got a call from the HR lady. So on the call, she was telling me that the interview has been cancelled, and they won't be able to take me for the interview today. So yeah, that was it. And then I asked, is there any reason for this? And then she was like, no, the lady that is supposed to interview me is not feeling well, so she won't be coming. Depression hit immediately, guys. I started crying there on the spot. As soon as I got home, I decided to just take a nap, and then I woke up still feeling depressed. Then I decided to just take a walk to McDonald's and just get myself something to eat. I really hope that they're gonna call. I really have high hopes, but then also if they don't call, it's also fine. It means that the job just wasn't meant for me.
So I got laid off, and this is what happened. I'm a civil design engineer. I graduated last year around May. This is my first design job. I came into work on Monday. Nothing special, everything moving like usual. Had a Teams meeting, workload. They had things planning for me for the whole week. I was fully booked and I was very busy. And everything seemed pretty normal. So after all the meetings are done, I checked my calendar and I had a monthly check-in with my manager. Very normal. They schedule this for me because I'm new to the field and they want to make sure that I'm doing okay. Happens every month, nothing new. And in the past, I always had good feedbacks. They say that I'm improving, I'm doing good. I have some shortcomings, but it's understandable since I'm new. But when I checked it, that meeting was canceled. This is very strange because they never missed a monthly check-in with me. It usually takes about 15 minutes. There shouldn't be a reason why they had to cancel. So I went to my manager and asked why this was canceled. He told me he had a medical appointment and he couldn't be able to host the meeting that day. But he also didn't give me a reschedule. I didn't think too much of it. I went back to my station and I continued my day's work. And throughout the day, he came by multiple times to check on me, to see what I'm doing. I was busy the whole day and I told him everything that I was doing. I was hitting the timelines, and he was also telling me things that he might be adding on to my week. So it was a normal Monday. So the day goes by, everything was good. I'm swamped, I'm busy, I'm doing all of my stuff. And 3 p.m. hits, and I get a meetings invite by my deputy manager, kind of like a supervisor. They help the actual manager to do all the stuff. So I thought the meeting was back on. The meeting was scheduled at 4:45. I finished at 5 p.m. So at this point, I was actually kind of grateful that they made sure to schedule it not past the time that I finish. But it was also strange because I never seen a meeting where my manager was not present. It was just with a deputy manager. So I go and I attend the meeting. So I get to the meeting room at 4:45. The meeting room was also selected very strangely. There's two meeting rooms in the company. One is in the middle of the office where everybody could see you, and the other one is at the front of the office where after you go past that point, no one will see you. Right? It's all gated off, and once you leave the room, you can either choose to leave the building or you go back to the floor. So I entered the room, and it was my deputy manager and, of course, the good old HR manager. Now I'm feeling a little bit uneasy. I had this thought in my head like, there is no way that they're firing me today since no one told me I'm doing bad, and how could this be without a reason? So I sit down, and without a how are you, without any of that, my deputy manager hits me with, after careful consideration, we have decided to let you go. Without even getting a reply from me, my deputy manager proceeded with telling me that the decision is final and there's no room for negotiation and there's no room for appeals, and I am required to be out of the building immediately. Um, I asked, how am I going to collect my things? And they said that don't worry about it, security will handle it. They will collect all of my things and deliver it to my car. I walk out of the building, feeling just shocked, and I didn't know what to do. Did not see it coming. It's funny that only half an hour ago I was still thinking about what am I gonna do tomorrow. Half an hour later, it will not be my problem ever again. It's really surprising to see that company can just really fire you for no reason, even though you hold a decently important job. From all the videos I've seen, people posting, there was always some kind of hints that they saw, maybe rumors or things like that for like a layoff. But this time around, I guess there was nothing at all. So comment if this happened to you or you know somebody that this happened to. Is that a normal thing? Please let me know because I don't understand.